Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Gregory Laporte from GameInformation.com, and today I've got a special review for you because it's the one and only Disney's Epic Mickey: The Power Evolution for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, if you haven't played Epic Mickey, it's a game where you play as Mickey Mouse, and he has a paintbrush, and he paints stuff, and he makes stuff with his paintbrush. He erases it, he gets rid of it, he saves Wasteland. It's great. But this one is a little different. It's basically paying homage to the original 16-bit version of Castle of Illusion or Tower of Illusion. And that game was one of my personal favorites. When I saw this game, I was like, yes, they made like a remake of the game. Like, it's awesome. It's just like the game when I remember when I was younger. I was like, this is great. So I decided to review the game, and I'm telling you, this is an awesome, awesome, awesome game. Like, it's so much fun. The storyline is great. You see all the traditional, original Disney characters. From right off the beginning of the game, you see Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales. You see Donald Duck. You see Goofy, Shirley from Peter Pan, Captain Hook. You see all Rapunzel, all the classic Disney characters and movies and series and everything that you can just imagine. They're gonna be in the game, and it's really one of those fun games that you can just play on the bus or while you're going somewhere. But here's the story. Let's talk about the story. The story in the game takes place that while Mickey is relaxing in his house, just hanging out, having a nice time, watching television, waiting for Minnie Mouse to come by, he gets a message from Oswald in Wasteland. Oswald says, Mickey, you need to come back to Wasteland quick. Something's happened. All the tunes are disappearing, and Minnie's been kidnapped. So you have to go get your tune. What happens is Mickey's like, what? Minnie's been captured. So he runs. He gets his paintbrush, the magical one that paints in thin stuff, and he basically goes back into Wasteland to go save Minnie. Now, what you don't know is what he doesn't know is when he goes back, Minnie is not in Wasteland. So right off the jump, when you go into the game, you already see there's something suspicious because you know that Minnie's not in Wasteland and that she's not been kidnapped. So you're like, what's Oswald's deal? What's he trying to do? So as you progress through the game, you'll find out stuff and you'll get little plot twists and whatnot. But since the Toons have been kidnapped, what you have to do is this: you have to rescue them, and the way you rescue them is you just find them within levels. As you're platforming, you'll find characters such as Scrooge, Donald, Goofy, Peter Pan, Captain Hook. You'll occasionally fight some of the bad villains in the game, like Captain Hook. You'll come across him, you have to fight him. He's a boss, which is it's a pretty easy boss fight. Nothing really too hard to do, but it's just fun that you get a chance to fight them within their own environment, and everything's an illusion. So you think everything you're seeing is not real, but then again, it could be real. You also get side quests in the game, which happen in the fortress. Which the fortress is an area where you see every single character that you rescue. They'll disappear into a heart and they'll go into the fortress because the more heart power that you get from the characters you rescue, the deeper you can get into the castle and rescue your other tunes in Wasteland and free them from this apparent witch called Miserable, who is the main villain of the game that you're trying to defeat. So what happens is every time you unlock one, they go into the fortress, and while in the fortress, if you go to talk to them, some of them will give you side missions, some of them will give you upgrades, some of them will give you extra points and whatnot to do. You can upgrade their levels to make it look like more of their environment, such as if you play Beauty and the Beast, you remember Lumiere and the Beast. Basically, you can make that room look like how it looked like in the main, story of their franchise. Or you can make Scrooge McDuck's room, which is empty at first. You can upgrade it, make his room look like it has his desk and his chair, whatever. Upgrade it again. You'll see his vault. It really brings all that sense of nostalgia that you'll have when you play the game. Now, the combat, the gameplay, and the platforming in the combat I have to say, it's very easy. It's easy to get into. It's easy to play. It's fun. It's nothing too difficult where you're gonna be like getting cheap deaths like how you get in some platformers. There's no camera angles. The thing is strictly straight 2D. You could put it in 3D when you put the 3D slider up on the 3DS, but you know what? For a game like this caliber, I didn't really need it at all. It's perfect. It has some problems. It can get kind of repetitive with the platforming at some times because you find yourself trying to jump, attack enemies. Then after you fall down, you have to do it again. I mean, it gets repetitive in that aspect, but all in all, it's pretty fun. I mean, I like playing with Mickey Mouse, but there's some things that I found that just really irked me, such as you'll shoot an enemy, it won't really like die. Like, it's kind of some inconsistencies. But all, what is a cool feature in the game is the fact that your stylus is your paintbrush. So if I'm playing the game and I see an item that I can't get to, or it's something that happens, they'll usually be on the bottom screen. There's a little section where you'll see a block that you push with your stylus, and basically you have to color in the lines. And as you color in the lines, it fills in the circle. And when that fills in, it builds it with Mickey's paintbrush. And it also does vice versa too. If there's a section that's blocking you, you can push the button that's bottom screen, the item on the bottom screen that's highlighted. You erase it by coloring out everything that's in the circle, and he basically gets rid of it. He thins it out. I would assume everybody that's watching this video, if you haven't known, Scrooge McDuck, he loves money. So his show DuckTales comes into fruition in this game because he charges you an arm and a leg for all the upgrades. You can literally buy a health upgrade for 180 coins or $180, whatever the currency is in this game, and then he'll up it up to like $1,800. So it goes very well with what he's trying to do and what his character is like. But Epic Mickey is a pretty fun game. I mean, it has some inconsistencies. I mean, it does get kind of repetitive at times because you're just really side scrolling. There's no sense of backtracking for extra stuff. It's pretty much like a linear type of title where you just keep going, keep moving along, keep moving along. If you miss something, you just go back and you move along. You try to find some hidden stuff. There's no really sense of exploration in the game. I mean, it's plain and simple, and it's very to the point. It's something that you're not gonna have a lot of trouble with. You're gonna have a lot of fun with, and it's Epic Mickey. I mean, how much can you say? Like, this game is just epic in its own nature. I mean, you play as Mickey Mouse. You get to relive all your childhood characters, all the Disney characters you grew up with when you were young. I mean, it's crazy. You just see Oswald, all the classic characters that you can just think of. You get to fight them too. So it's like, I can't wait till I run into little Aladdin or Genie or all the other characters that within the Disney universe, because everybody at heart, everybody's a Disney fan, and I know that if you're a Disney fan, you're going to absolutely love this title. That's why I'm going to give Epic Mickey a 7.5. And it only gets a 7.5 because it is repetitive, and it does have a certain things that I didn't like about it, such as the repetitiveness that I've mentioned before, the linearness of the game, and also the fact that there's not really much exploration. I mean, there are side quests, but literally side quests will consist of you going into the fortress and talking to one person and then talking to another person, getting the item, and going there. Or you talk to a person, you get a mission, you go to another level that you've been to already, you talk to them, you find the person, they go back, you beat the mission. So there's not really much of a sense of you having control over what you're doing, as opposed to you just being given the mission and you find it automatically. So I mean, that's pretty cool, but it kind of just gets kind of boring at a time because it just seems like you're just an errand boy just doing things for people. But there's little minimal voice acting with hey, Mickey or whatever, Donald Duck, whatever. I can't do the voices, so don't ask me to try. But I mean, that's all I can really say about it that's bad about the game. That's why this game is getting a 7.5 out of 10. And lastly, the only thing I can say is, if you're a Disney fan and you love Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, the storyline, Goofy, Peter Pan, Rapunzel, all those classic storylines of Disney, and you like seeing those characters, and you just like Disney in general, I mean, this is the game that you're gonna want to get. But if you're not a fan of those games, then I can say you honestly might want to check it out. This is a pretty good time waster, guys. Yeah, I'm not lying to you there. So you know what? This is Gregory Laporte for GamerFitNation.com, and there's a little like button at the bottom of the video, so you might want to hit that.